the highest score the Lions have ever put up against the Crusaders. They've lost 4 of their home games against the Crusaders, but tonight they win by 42 points to 25, 5 tries to 3. Let's go to Joel Stransky.
Well, I can tell you the crowd have stayed behind for the presentation, so much so is the support for the home team here at Emirates Ellis Park. A resounding victory for the Lions, and when you consider how many of those players who took to the field today could have been man of the match, it was a very tough decision. However, it's gone to the real workhorse in the pack of forwards, the man around which a lot of the hard work revolves, Franco Mostert. Well, he's a man who carries the ball up consistently. He does a lot of the hard work around the fringes, a lot of tackles, and really inspirational in the way he goes about things. Congratulations, Franco Mostert. I'm now going to invite Mr. Gerry Engelbrecht, representing Vodacom, to present Franco with his LG G4 Beat as his reward for being tonight's Vodacom man of the match. Well, congratulations, Franco. It's a great performance. Did you ever imagine it would be such a big score at the end?
Ag ja, eerstens ons wil net al die eer aan die Here gee dat ons hier kan wees in hierdie posisie is. Ons het geweet die Crusaders is 'n harde span. Hulle gaan alles bring en ons het geweet ons het 3 hekkies om te klim. Ons is bevoorreg om hierdie derde een te klim. So ons sien uit vir volgende week.
What was said at half-time, because Crusaders had controlled a lot of the ball just going into half-time, but the Lions, you came out in the second half and we were devastating.
Ja, ons het geweet hulle gaan die tore uit die helfte uitkom en al die guns uitgooi wat hulle het. En ons het net gesê ons stiek by die basics en alles het reg geloop vir ons, so ons is net voorreg om hier te wees.
Super, well, congratulations, Franco. It's just reward for a great season so far. Best of luck next week. Well done today.
Thanks very much.
Well, as happy as Franco Mostert and the Lions will be, so too will the disappointment be for Kieran Reid and the Crusaders. Kieran, last week not great. This week, maybe the travel, the altitude, culminating in a tough afternoon.
Yeah, no excuses around that, mate. From our point of view, gave it all. You know, just let them get off to a flyer. And you know, this team's played well all year. Got a lot of new players, a lot of guys who are moving on as well. And we wanted to send them off in the right way, and it wasn't to be, but we certainly had fun along the way.
Just before we move on to the sending off, let's chat quickly about this evening. The Lions came out firing. How hard was it to try and work your way back into the game?
Yeah, I think it was. You know, I guess the scoreboard does funny things and a bit of pressure. Felt just before half-time we perhaps, that try they scored right on half-time probably, you know, put them back out to over 10 points. So, you know, probably made it a bit tougher on us. Certainly believed all the way up until I guess they put a couple of scores on us, but you know, they certainly played really well. You can't fault their, you know, the way they played, the game plan against us.
Just looking at the Crusaders, you've touched on some of the guys moving on. What does the future for the younger players hold?
I think we've seen it this year, mate. You know, a pretty young team, and to get where we got this year, you know, we did really well for a period in the middle of the comp, which is tough, and the future's bright. Obviously a new change, new chapter next year coming in. You know, really gutted, I guess. Couldn't send the players and Toddy and the coaches off, but you know, it's footy.
It is footy. Hard luck today, mates, and travel home safe. Best of luck next season.
Thanks, mate.
Well, we don't really need to give too much introduction to the next man who steps into camera. Captain Courageous. 60 great minutes out there, Warren. Firstly, what's it feel like to be back here?
It's amazing, Joel. The support has been fantastic throughout the whole year, and we really needed them tonight. This was a massive game for us, and look, the Crusaders got the better of us over the last 3 years in Super Rugby, and so we knew tonight was going to be a battle, and geez, so proud of the boys, eh?
How important was the start? I know it was a 12-point, very quick gain, and all of a sudden you guys were on the front foot and the Crusaders on the back foot. How important was that?
We spoke about that during the week, and that was crucial. When we played them last, they got off to a flyer, and that put us under pressure. And tonight, we really capitalised. You know, we drove extremely well, we scrummed well, and our set piece was strong, and we managed to put points on the board, and they were chasing the game, and we put pressure on them. And credit to them, they came back. But how we finished at the end was amazing, you know. So our start and our finish was fantastic.
Just another big one next week. Who would you prefer?
Oh, look, Joel, we'll take it as it comes. It's going to be a massive game. You know, all the teams in these final stages are quality. So for us, we'll just go back to the drawing board, enjoy the win. But Monday is going to be massive for us. You know, we'll focus on the next job. And, you know, we just like to thank everyone once again. It's been amazing, and we can't wait to see you all next week.
Super, Warren. Congratulations. Welcome back. Great win tonight.
Thank you very much, Joel. Cheers.
Well, 42 points to 25 here at Emirates Airline Park. Resounding victory for the home team. Who will they play in the semi-final right here on this turf next week? That'll be decided as the Stormers take on the Chiefs up next.
Well, thanks very much, Joel Stransky. That is the case. We are going to go to DHL Newlands for the final match of the day with the Stormers taking on the Chiefs. But first, let's reflect on what was a phenomenal result by the Emirates Lions. 42-25 it finished. And, yeah, there were moments of concern, I suppose, in that second half. The Crusaders seemingly not quite throwing in the towel, but well done to the Lions. They'll be certainly proud of that. Guys, before we talk about the game, I was slightly disappointed with the people, or the number of people we saw at the stadium. This is a home quarter final against a team that has entertained us all year. What more do we need to do to get people to the stadium?
Did they put the price of tickets up?
60 Rand starting price. 60.
But I heard the other ones were quite
high. You're not going to get fired this time, Nick Mallett.
I'll come right in here. Why not just leave the ticket prices at the prices they were? Yeah. And why not get a full stadium at 60 Rand a ticket? Yeah. Just sell everything for 60 Rand a ticket. Yeah, get everyone in there at 60 Rand a ticket.
Maybe some fans thought it would be better on HD.
Maybe
they couldn't wait to listen to us.
but well done to the Lions, guys. Come on, Joburg. We want to see you guys support the Lions into a semi-final for next weekend. We'll see now who they'll play, but very quickly, what a performance by the Lions.
Fantastic. It was a brilliant performance, and even better because the Crusaders are a team that never ever go away. You know, they come at you and come at you. They had long periods with the ball. I thought that the Lions' defence was outstanding today, absolutely outstanding. We're going to talk a lot about the tries they scored and the great start they had, and the try just before half-time, and that wonderful try by Mapu with Combrink but it was the times they didn't have the ball that I was most impressed. They defended incredibly well, worked hard for each other, made it very difficult for the Crusaders to create any gaps at all. You know, they had a shifting defence as opposed to a press defence, and they played territory well in the second half. Even though some of their kicks weren't that accurate, they still made sure that Dag had to run out of his own 22 to get there, you know. So a really good performance by the Lions, and thoroughly deserved. I thought also, if I can come in, I just think Craig Jabber had a great game as well. He was in good positions to award the tries, handle some difficult situations well, and contributed to a great day for Lions rugby, but also South African rugby.
It was lovely to see some of those collapsed scrums being let go once the ball was out. Ball
was at the number 8's feet, or available. Play. Don't reset the scrum. Let's go in again. And don't penalise, because if it's two teams going down, then don't take a 50-50 call that you're not sure about. The ball is available. Play it. Twice he did it. There weren't any injuries, and it was excellent.
Kaya, the Lions look fresh. Now I go back to the question I asked you before the match about the guys being rested, having had the week off. Certainly hasn't come back to haunt them, has it, so far?
It didn't, and it was a brave move. But I think they took that decision out of the confidence that when they came back from the break, you know, they didn't seem like they lost any stride. They just took off where they left off in the manner they dispatched the Bulls and all these other teams. So I think it would have been calculated along that thinking. And, you know, great ambition on game day, not to have to worry about, are we going to be rusty? Do we need to make our way and feel our way into the game? They just came out the blocks like it was yesterday they last played.
Yeah.
That sense of belief, Breyton, seems to certainly be seeping through this team, and we spoke about it off air. Do they believe that they can actually go all the way in this competition, or do they just believe in their skill and back themselves? I'm starting to sense that they actually believe they can go all the way.
I think they believe they can, because it's new territory for them. But step by step. Warren Whiteley said in the interview that, they got to take it week by week, and it's very important for them to keep their feet on the ground. But wow, what a performance, and collectively as a team, they worked so hard for each other. We saw Franco Mostert doing so well. We saw Elton Yankees doing well. But there's a couple of players, guys, I want to really, highlight Nick, and I want you and Kaya to also come with me in this one. I mean, first of all, let's go to Malcolm Marx. A lot of people are talking about this player. He's starting to put his hand up. He's starting to make a name for himself. And Nick is becoming that grinder that the Lions, so badly need. Really almost like a fourth loose forward. Yeah, absolutely. He's a guy that I've been talking about for a while. He's an absolutely marvellous defender. He used to be a loose forward. I think he used to be a number 8, and he's changed to hooker. But what's been most impressive is his tight phases. He's throwing in the line out is outstanding. His driving play is excellent. His tackling around his tackling is brilliant, and most importantly, scrummaging. The 2 props who scrum next to him must feel incredibly secure, because he's 112 kilos and he's got a huge amount of explosive power. So a guy who's going to push Strauss very hard this year. Yeah. Kaya, he comes across as a no-nonsense guy on the field. He doesn't really wait for anybody. When the going gets tough, he gets stuck in.
The chats around the fire breaks with a couple of tops. A lot of guys see a lot of Bismarck in him, but there's something definitely different to what Bismarck used to put on the table. And I certainly think, he's one for the future to watch, and he's somebody you cannot just ignore. Well, the big difference between him and Bismarck, he hasn't made a career that Bismarck's made, which has been absolutely fantastic, but he's appreciably faster than Bismarck around the field. Bismarck was a slow, powerful, slow player, almost like another prop. This guy, you're so right, Breyty, is like a number 8 playing hooker. He's got the skills of a loose forward, but he's also got the tight technique, all the correct line-out throwing, scrummaging techniques of a world-class hooker.
And so many players stood up for the Lions tonight. And, Rowan Company scored a great time. Lionel Mapu got into his own again. Great to see him, in the spaces and creating for his players. But, Nick, Ruan Jansen van Rensburg, is he knocking on that Springbok door?
We're so lucky with our centres at the moment, but this guy has been very, very good for the Lions, and particularly defensively. We're seeing him go forward, and we're not seeing any passes from him, but this is what he does so well. He gives them forward momentum. What Damon Dallender does, and I hope he does this in the next game, is to give the back line forward momentum to allow your forwards then to run off that ruck. But he can pass. His passing is good. His reading of the chip was beautiful. He obviously called it. Yankees did a beautiful chip over the top. And his defence, most importantly, his tackling is very good. He defends very well. He's incredibly physical. So when you count Jan Serfontein, Damon Dallender, Van Rensburg, Mapu, Jesse Kriel, who's played there, probably going to play at fullback now. But we've got lots of Nisi, who came on a magical first touch of the ball that he had today. We're very well set with our centres.
And Kaya, the combination of Van Rensburg and Mapu worked so well tonight. People asking, why is Lionel struggling a little bit in the box setup? But tonight and throughout the Lions season, he's been on fire.
Breyty, a lot of great teams have had great midfield combinations, and this is certainly shaping up to be one of the better midfield combinations South Africa has seen in a while. And, I hope, barring injuries, they get to play a lot more together, gain more experience together as a pairing. And definitely, you said, do you think he's knocking on the door? I think he's actually kicking the door down.
Yeah, well, guys, and then we can't leave this man behind. The smallest man with the biggest heart, Nick, Faf de Klerk, his organizational skills, his play, his synergy with his team, unbelievable.
Well, he is the heartbeat of the pace with which they play the game. Similar to Aaron Smith when he plays for the Highlanders, he's so quick to the breakdown. His passing is excellent. His reading of the game is very good. We saw him for the Springboks save 2 certain tries with 1 interception and a great tackle. And it's incredible that he wasn't, he's so clearly the best number 9 in South Africa, whereas at the end of last season, we weren't sure who was going to take over from Fourie du Preez. So we're very fortunate that he's come through as well as he has.
Kaya, what a player to have in your side.
Yeah, cap in the feather, a feather in the cap. They actually coached Fafet under 21 lines. So I've got experience of the type of player he is and how he can spark something, especially behind, quick face ball. He likes those quick generated balls from rucks. So he's definitely one, who's going to take
now,
the
Nick,
spot.
this try, we took it out because this is what the line's about, reading play, creating play. Unbelievable how these guys know each other and do the work they need to do.
What I love about this is a try that New Zealand has scored against us in the past, and we've done it against them. Look at the centre, looking at Nisi and the threat of Elton on the run round. But he hasn't picked up that Mapu is coming through straight. That's his man. Mapu is his man, Lionel. Now look how well Lionel does. That's what you would normally do, is run there. He doesn't. He goes across, takes Dag right out of the defensive line. Late switch with Combring. Such a good pass. Combring finishes off as well as he did in the Springbok setup. I mean, that is a world-class backline try, which proves that South African rugby players can score tries like All Blacks. We just got to keep on practicing and keep on getting into the system like the Lions have, where it becomes naturally to the players.
Brilliant, X. Brilliant.
It certainly was. In fact, I see at Mac Tui sent a tweet saying no team has been able to make him question his support for the Bulls in 21 years. Lions are coming close tonight. I'm pretty sure there'll be a couple more of those. When we return, a closer look at what we can expect as the Stormers prepare to take on the Chiefs.
New challenge. Vodacom Super Rugby, only on SuperSport. Vodacom, power to you.